Okay, I'm already recording. Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Ariel, and today I'm going to be doing the end of the year book tag in December. By end of the year, I mean the end of the year. As I'm filming this, the date is December 5th. So, here we go. I'm just going to get right into the questions. And I have the questions over here, so if I'm looking over here, it's because I'm reading the questions. So question number 1, is there any book that you started this year that you still need to finish? Yes, sadly. I hate doing that. I really like to finish stuff that I start as soon as I start it. Well, I like to start reading something, finish it, then move on to the next book. But with this one, stuff happened. And it's Gideon the Ninth by Tamsin Muir. How do you say her last name? I don't know. I had really high hopes for this book, and at the time that I was reading it, there were two things working against me while I was trying to read this book. One was that I was in like a reading slump and I just didn't want to read anything. And two, I wasn't in like a sci-fi fantasy mood, and this book is heavily sci-fi fantasy. It's got like people in space and necromancy and all that kind of stuff. So both of those elements were working against me and made me not finish this book. But I do intend to finish it because I know it's like right up my alley. It seems like it would be something I'd be totally interested in. I just need to be in the right frame of mind before I start it so I can finish. If that makes any sense. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. Number 2 is, do you have an autumnal book to transition into the end of the year? I'm already in the end of the year, but as I don't necessarily know if it's autumnal by nature or if it's just me, but when I think end of the year, I think like dark academia type vibes. And so the book that I got for that one is Vicious by V.E. Schwab, which I don't know very much about. I know it's about two guys studying and they were college roommates, and then something about magic that happens later. I don't really know. Honestly, I see V.E. Schwab, I buy. That's all I need to know. I don't really even need to read the synopsis. So, I know, again, this is another series that I feel like a lot of people have read. I just haven't gotten around to it because I've said it before on this channel, but I've only read a couple of V.E. Schwab books. I read A Darker Shade of Magic, which I hauled a couple months ago, and then I read Addie LaRue. And those are the only two books by her that I've read. And so this will be my third in my journey into her books, and I'm excited about it. And it has that dark academia that I've been craving, which I kind of feel like is end of the year. And I'm kind of in that mood because it's like dark outside and it's kind of gloomy, it's cold, and the dark academia vibes just fit with that so well for me. So that's my answer for number 2. Number 3, is there a new release you are still waiting for? And I debated this question long and hard, and I was like, I want to have an answer for all of them. It'd be so bad if I didn't, but honestly, the answer to this is just no. The book that I was waiting for is The Burning God, which is the 3rd book in the Poppy War trilogy. That book came out in November, and now that it's out, I'm really not like super anticipating anything else. Like, I'll read something that comes out in December 2020. I'm not like, don't have anything against it, but I'm not like counting down the days for anything to come out anymore. Like, I'm kind of past that. Going into the fall season, I had so many anticipated releases, but since it is December, that's kind of over at this point. So I have no answer for question number 3. I'm sorry. Question number 4. What are 3 books that you want to read before the end of the year? I'm going to cheat on one of these because I just finished it recently. Number 1 is Dracula by Bram Stoker. Stoker. The classic vampire. I read this in 5 days. I listened to the audiobook and I read along, and I loved it. Honestly, a lot of people have really conflicted emotions about Dracula. Like, they either love it or hate it. I really enjoyed this. This was a solid 4 stars for me. It would have been 5 if it had not felt so like rambly toward the end. But I really enjoyed this one, and this definitely was one that I wanted to finish before the end of the year, and I did. I finished it in late November. I think even the last week of November, but yeah. So I kind of cheated on that one. Book number 2 is Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. I'm still reading it. I've been reading it for a couple weeks. I'm reading it like slowly, taking my time, no rush kind of reading. I'm not really heavily in a fantasy mood right now, so that's why I've been kind of bogged down with this one. I'm really enjoying it. I just need to be in the right frame of mind so I can I feel like I could devour a book like this. I just need to be in the right state. And lately I just haven't been in the right state. It happens, you know? And finally, the last book on that list of books that I'm definitely planning on finishing, you can see it, before the end of the year, is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. I'm reading this right now. I'm actually filming a reading vlog for this. It's like my first reading vlog ever. And that'll be out in, I don't know, eventually when it's out. But I'm enjoying this so much. I love it so much. And I'm definitely going to be finishing it in the coming weeks. I'll probably actually finish it before the end of this week. I'm filming it on Saturday, so I guess like end of next week. By next Saturday, I'll be done with this one. So I'm loving it. I can't put it down. I need to know what happens. I love the story. I'm here for it. That's all I'm saying. Number 5. Is there a book that you think could shock you and become one of your favorites of the year? The question is become your favorite book of the year, but I'm going to say one of your favorites. And I'm going to pick one that I've already said before, and that's Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. I feel like if I read this, this is going to be a favorite. Like, if I can just devour this, gonna be a favorite. It's going to. It's starting off slow, but like I just know I'm going to love it if I can just hunker down and read the book. And also, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder is totally going to be one of my favorites of the year. It's not a surprise at this point. I've loved it from page 1. Ever since I saw how it was formatted, I was like, oh, I'm in for this. So that one's not really a surprise. And I guess this one's not really either, but I don't know, man. Those are my answers. Okay, and the last question is, have you already started making plans for reading in 2021? And the answer to that is an emphatic yes, I have. I'm really excited since I'm reading Assassin's Apprentice. I'm excited about reading book 2 in that series, Royal Assassin, which I've also talked about on this channel. I hauled both of these a couple months ago, and I'm very excited about reading this one. I'll be definitely reading this one next year when I finally like plow through Assassin's Apprentice. And another book that I hauled recently, it's just my book haul I did a couple months ago, but again, honestly is what this video is The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. I'm so excited to read this. I'm not going to start it now because it's chunky, and I'm going to just wait until next year. It'll be like a nice fresh start. This is supposed to be one of the first books that I read next year, and hopefully it'll take me like a couple weeks to read something like this. Maybe 2, maybe 3. And yeah, and hopefully I can just start my year off with a pretty big, I'll be very excited. I'm super excited to read this book right here. It's been a minute since I've read anything of this size. I think the last book of this size that I read was Priory of the Orange Tree. And I mean, that's one of my favorite books. It's on my favorite books of all time video. If you haven't seen it, you should check it out. But I think this could be a new favorite. I'm very excited about it. And if this is anything, if my excitement for this book says anything about what's going to happen in the 2021 reading year for me, I'm looking forward to it. Okay, so those are all my books for the end of the year book tag. I want to thank everybody for watching. Let's all just hope I can get my reading vlog out before the year is over, and I'll see you guys next time.